Hi there, Working Homeschool Mom. This is Charlotte Jones from My Little Homeschool and Charlotte Jones 24/7. And this is episode number 55 of the Strike a Balance podcast for Working Homeschool Moms. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is setting goals. In this episode, I'll give you some ways to set goals and also some ideas that can make your working homeschool mom life filled with more joy and ease in 2023. But before we get to the episode, I would be ever so grateful if you could rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. This just means that more working homeschool moms can see the podcast, and in that way I can support them. Thank you so very much, and enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome to the Strike a Balance podcast for working homeschool moms. This is Charlotte Jones. I'm a homeschool coach and homeschooling mom of twin boys. I know it can feel really overwhelming to keep all the balls in the air all the time. So each week I chat about tips and strategies for being a happy and thriving working homeschool mom that you can implement in your life too. I also speak to awesome and inspiring women who manage to juggle homeschooling and work successfully and find out what their secrets are. Be sure to check out my time audit and mindset challenge in the show notes and sign up to my newsletter for lots of cool freebies. And if you ever need to chat, please book in a session with me. I'm so excited for you to be here, and I hope you'll get so much value out of this episode. So let's get started. Are you looking for a new math curriculum? Well, I'm thrilled to introduce our favorite math curriculum to you. CTCMath specializes in providing online video tutorials that take a multi-sensory approach to learning. Favorably reviewed in Cathy Duffy's 102 top picks and the old Schoolhouse crew review, the lessons are short and concise to help your children break down concepts and appreciate math in a whole new way. The lessons are taught the traditional way and not to a test. Each one of the video tutorials is taught by an internationally acclaimed teacher, Pat Murray, who is renowned for teaching math concepts in a simple, easy-to-understand way and in only a few minutes at a time. Using a multi-sensory approach means having the combination of effective graphics and animation synchronized with the voice of a friendly teacher together with a practical assessment. This three-pronged attack makes learning so much easier and more effective. Even students who struggled with math are getting fantastic results, and ones who were doing okay before are now doing brilliantly. Visit ctcmath.com today to start your free trial. CTC Maths is generously offering my listeners an amazing special. Go to www.ctcmath.com/MLH to get a half-price discount plus a bonus 6 months for free. That's ctcmath.com/MLH. If you're a working homeschool mom and you're looking for some goal ideas for 2023, then this episode is for you. Obviously, goals should be unique to you and your reality. We all live different lives. That being said, these goals could help you to make your working homeschool mom life even more full of joy and ease in the new year. But before we get into the actual goal ideas, let's talk about how to set and achieve your goals. It's all very well having big, bold, beautiful dreams, but without a game plan, they'll stay just that, dreams. So let's break down this goal-setting game plan. The first step you need to do is to identify what your goals are. This is obvious. You could do this with some stream of consciousness journaling or by figuring out what your values are and passing your goals from there. The second step is to run your goals through the SMART metrics. So is the goal specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based? Once you've got some goal ideas, you can break them down into smaller chunks, and this is going to make them much easier to achieve. Then you need to figure out what the practical steps are that you need to take to achieve them, and you need to write down these steps so that you can actually do them and tick them off. And something that helps a lot of people to achieve their goals is accountability. You could ask a friend, or you could also book in a coaching session with me. That is one of the things I specialize in. So let's look at an example of what this would look like. I'll use the example of finding a new job in 2023. So you've decided that you want a new job and you'd like one that aligns to your values of spending more time with your family. So this means it needs to be remote and flexible, and it must pay you what you're worth. So when you write out your goal, it might look something like this. I want a job that I can do remotely, that requires only 20 hours a week, that I can do at any time during the day, and which pays me $25 an hour. So that's specific. To find this job, I will join at least 3 Facebook groups for information. I'll contact 10 companies a week, and I'll even send out 5 resumes a week. And that's measurable. As I'm qualified in the fields of customer service, marketing, and sales, I look for jobs that align to my experience and qualifications. So this is achievable. And lastly, where I work is very important to me. So I'll only contact companies that align to my values. And this means that it's relevant. I'll find a job by the end of February 2023, and that is the time-bound element of finding your job. So by using the SMART metrics on your goal ideas, you're already going to be able to identify ways to break them down into more manageable steps. In this case, it will be joining Facebook groups where you can find information about potential companies, and also contacting companies and sending out resumes. Now you can create those practical steps to take. So you can schedule in time every day to take these steps, and you'll be able to list them and tick them off, which is always very satisfying and obviously helps you to feel like you are moving towards your goal. If you need accountability, you can check in with someone daily or weekly to report back. Sometimes just sending an emoji to show that you've done your task for the day can help a lot. It's light but effective pressure to contact the employees and to get that job. And if you're feeling low, it's also great to have someone to talk to about how you're feeling and maybe to give you some ideas and some advice. Now, I want to talk about some goal ideas specifically for working homeschool moms. From all the working homeschool moms I've spoken to, time is always an issue. So the goals I'm going to suggest will help you to make the most of the time that you have. And I think it's also really important to prioritize yourself and to make sure that you have time for yourself as well, which also is more doable when you manage your time better. So the first goal that I could suggest is to simplify your life. So simplification is definitely a goal that I've also set for myself. I've done quite a lot of it in 2022, but I'd like to do even more in 2023. And to be honest, it is kind of an ongoing goal as well. So if this is something that you'd like to do as well, then I've got some ideas for you. So a very good place to start is with decluttering. It can be an overwhelming thought. I totally get that. But remember to break it down into small, manageable steps. You could do as little as 10 minutes a day to start with. Another goal that can help to simplify your life is to find the easiest way you can to homeschool. If homeschool planning, prep, and activities are stressing you out, I can almost guarantee that nobody's going to enjoy them, and especially not you. And it's important that you also enjoy homeschooling. You can homeschool very effective in a slow, gentle, and simple way. Another goal I think is really important. I've spoken about this a lot, and that is to be crystal clear about what's really important to you, what your values are. In this way, you can set boundaries and let go of things that don't serve you anymore. And much like homeschooling, meal times and household chores can also be done simply and slowly. With a little bit of planning and organization, you can find ways to save loads of time and stress for you and your family. So the next goal is to have more joy in your life. Is there such a thing as too much joy? Personally, I think not. Obviously not. This is a good goal for anyone and everyone, I believe. There are lots of ways to add more joy in your life, so let's have a look at some of the ways that you can do this. Firstly, I think scheduling in time every day or week for things that you love doing is going to bring you more joy. And it's important to make this time non-negotiable, much like any other appointment or task that you have to do. Prioritize yourself as much as everyone else in your family. I know it may be tough at the beginning, but it definitely gets easier with practice. You can also get more joy by setting boundaries around your energy and time. It's hard to find joy if you're just giving and giving. Once again, this might take some practice to get used to, but it will get easier the more you do it. And spending quality time with friends and family, I think, brings joy to everybody. And it's often not easy to find that time. And maybe you want to create elaborate activities to do together that cause more stress and then take more time than necessary. But I've found that simple activities can often be really wonderful. A good conversation, a cup of coffee with somebody that you care about. And they also require less energy and planning and can be so rewarding. So the goal number 3 is to take care of yourself. Self-care should be a priority as a working homeschool moms. As our schedules fill up every day, we're often at the bottom of the list, but trust me when I tell you this isn't sustainable. So if self-care is something you struggle with, start really, really small, but try and be consistent. A few minutes of quality me time every day is better than nothing at all. Schedule time for yourself. So when you put something in your planner and calendar in pen or marked as busy, you show your commitment to it. And much like self-care is having a hot bath, doing things that bring you joy, it's also really important to take care of your physical health. So regular checkups, eating well, and exercising will definitely improve your quality of life. The next thing is something that if you've been listening for a while, you know that I do struggle with, and that is to try and rest as much as possible. It's easy to get sucked into the cult of busy, but it does nobody any favors. Rest is so important for mental and physical health. I've definitely worked a lot on it this year, and it's something that I'm going to continue working on in 2023. Goal number 4 is to learn something new. Now, you might feel like adding something extra to your already full schedule is not a goal that you want to even consider. I totally hear you. I get you. But I promise you that there's so much to be gained from learning something new, and it can help to make your life so much better. So, for example, if you're in a job you hate, then learning something new could be your ticket out of there. So just be sure, obviously, that your motivation is really strong and that you have the energy to see it through, and that you can do it in a time frame that's manageable for you as well. Learning something new just for the sake of it also just brings so much joy. As I've said, this is definitely a goal for 2023. This year, I want to learn to do something with my hands. I love the idea of making something just for the sake of making it. And I've heard from others who do this that it's really relaxing and therapeutic. This is my kind of activity, definitely. So as a homeschooler, you have an excuse and you have the space to learn new things. And it can be a wonderful opportunity to spend quality time with your kids. If there's something that you're both interested in, you can learn about it together. And then my final goal is to be kind to yourself. Let's make 2023 a year of accepting and loving ourselves. Are you in? This is something that many people struggle with, me included, but it takes away so much pain and heartache. So how can we do this? One way to be kind to yourself is to practice your growth mindset. When things don't go as planned, as often happens, using a growth mindset can help you to be more understanding and accepting towards yourself. And it can also help you to find positive elements and growth opportunities in negative situations. Surrounding yourself with people who support you is also a good way to be kind to yourself, especially when you are really struggling to be kind to yourself. So having people who can be your cheerleaders helps so much when you're feeling like a failure. So you can find this community in whichever way works for you. For me, this is mainly online, and I think it's just as effective as meeting people face to face. So whatever works for you, I think having a community of people who support you is really, really important. So what are your goals for 2023? I'd love to know what they are. You can always reach out to me on Instagram, Charlotte Jones 24/7, or you can reach out to me on my blog as well. And as I said, if you need some support in setting goals and achieving goals, then please reach out to me. You can book in a session with me because this is something that I specialize in as a working homeschool mom coach. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Drop me a DM on Instagram or post on the Working Homeschool Mom support group over on Facebook, and let me know what resonated the most with you. It would also be great if you could rate, review, and subscribe, or share the podcast with a working homeschool mom who might need it. It's my mission to support as many working homeschool moms as possible. Until next time, take care. Hi there, working homeschool mom. This is Charlotte Jones from My Little Homeschool and Charlotte Jones 24/7. And this is episode number 55 of the Strike a Balance podcast for working homeschool moms. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is setting goals. In this episode, I'll give you some ways to set goals and also some ideas that can make your